What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here. I want to welcome you to the Profit Power Hour. I am excited to have you here. And I've got a really cool training for you tonight. Um, I'm just going to wait just a second for everybody to pile in before we get started on that training. But you should all be able to see the screen now. So just go ahead, let my team know if you can see the screen and everything by typing in the number 1. You should hear me and see the screen. My webcam is not yet shared, okay? So I haven't shared my webcam. You shouldn't see me just yet. I'm hesitant to turn the webcam on because I got out of the gym really late tonight and rushed home to get here on time to make sure that we could stream this. So I apologize. I'm still in my my workout gear. So um, everybody is piling in the room. What you should see now is just our welcome screen. At the top is a free trial link to Shopify. At the bottom is our top 4 recommended vendors: Pillow Profits, Shine On, Zendrop, and CJ Dropshipping. And listen, if you did not make it to last week's webinar, it was awesome. I was in Miami. If y'all follow my story on Instagram, you probably saw me post a couple of things while I was in Miami, but you can go and access the replays from your Access Adrian members area and click on Profit Power Hour under my courses and software, and that'll take you to our replays. And you can see here last week's replay was a Valentine's Day sales funnel. So it's a little bit late for that sales funnel, you know, but it's a brilliant strategy. And if you go back and you watch it, you're going to see that it teaches you some really cool ways to create funnels. And this could really be applied to anything. And one of the big things that we spoke about last week was, building what's called a lovebird email list. All right, so we're talking about selling jewelry and stuff, promoting Valentine's, promoting basically Valentine's Day gifts, and anybody that buys all that jewelry ends up going from your store onto an email list, and we called it a Lovebird email list. And we know that later on in the year, we have opportunity to monetize those customers and sell them more jewelry and more gifts for their loved ones, and we know exactly what they like, right? So it was a great webinar. Make sure that you go back and you check it out. Tonight, I'm really going to kind of play off of that a little bit on a bunch of questions that we got. So tonight's webinar is going to be a really simple, basic, common sense training. But the thing about it is, I haven't taught this in a while. It's still applicable, and so many people are not doing this that I was getting so many questions about it. It was concerning to me. So I wanted to make sure to get that information to you. So I'm gonna get my webcam on. Everybody should be able to see me. Can everybody see? Yes. Okay. Cool. Again, sorry, I am in workout gear. I'm still in my tank top. I literally just got out of the gym, so I don't exactly look my best, but no matter what, I'm always here for the Profit Power Hour. And there are times where, I mean, there's just not enough time in the day. Like things pop up, right? You have family things hit. Um, you might be not feeling well, or you have some other issues in your business or work, and it's just really tough to get everything in. And it's easy to give up and slip and not do some of the important things that you really should do, that you could do, but it would just be an inconvenience to do it. And for me, I try my best to, as an entrepreneur, in knowing that I have to depend on me to make money, right? A lot of people, they think that entrepreneurship, and they look at me and they probably say things to y'all, but oh, you're so lucky you get to work from home, and blah 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 blah. Poor old me. What people that work 9 to 5 jobs don't understand when they're talking to me and other entrepreneurs and talk about how good we have it is that our job doesn't end at 5 o'clock. It doesn't start at 9 a.m. Our job and responsibility is 24/7. It's actually harder to be your own boss than it is to have a boss. Because when you are your own boss, you have internal battles with yourself and you have to become your own boss and tell yourself what to do, hold yourself accountable for doing it, and take that responsibility. And that is not easy. It really is not easy. It takes a lot of grit, desire, determination, a lot of drive, and days like today where I was just stacked and I almost skipped working out. I was like, oh, I think I'm just gonna skip working out. I had all these calls. I gotta spend time with Drake, so where do I fit all these things in? And I was like, screw it. I know that I'm not gonna get back in time to like change and like fully prepare for the Profit Power Hour, but I'm gonna go to the gym because health is a part of my business model. If I'm not healthy and I'm not active and I don't go to the gym, I know I'm going to make less money because I'm not going to feel as good, right? And so if I skip it one time, I break that routine. Just like this webinar here. If you skip this webinar one time, you break the routine, right? You break that habit, right? And to be honest, goals don't really make success. Habits make and create success. We can have a bunch of goals, but if your habits, right, are not habits that are conducive to producing results, then you're never going to succeed. And I just want to start out tonight's webinar with that lesson because I almost gave in today and didn't do a couple of things, and then I remembered I can't break that habit. If I break that habit, right, then I'm undoing all of this work that I've done previously. And that's why I always show up to these webinars, whether I have COVID, whether the weather's bad or I'm traveling, whatever. I always go to the gym. I never miss, right? So that being said, create habits for yourself, and those habits will be a lot more likely to get you to your goals, than dreaming and hoping and even, manifesting. So that said, let's jump into tonight's webinar. And what I want to do is first, I want to tell everybody if you're new to this webinar, we have so many people that have joined, just thousands of people every month join. Make sure that you are a part of our Profit Power Hour Facebook group. This is a Facebook group that is specifically for this webinar, right? So the things that we discuss on this webinar are discussed within this group, right? And it's just got an immense amount of brilliant, experienced Shopify and e-commerce and Facebook marketers in here. It's completely free. So you can join that group by going to facebook.com/groups/profitph, and you just got to apply. It's free. It's free to join. Okay. And if you're already in the group, go to the group, tell everybody get their butt on the webinar, because I'm going to be teaching you something called niche product domination. Okay. We're going to learn how to dominate niche markets with a general store. Okay. And last week when I was teaching the strategy of selling jewelry, a lot of people were asking me questions and support and in the group and whatnot. They were saying, Adrian, what type of fan page should I create for this? Or should I create a whole new Shopify store for jewelry? Or should I promote this to my email list, but create a different email address, which I thought was a weird question. But anyways, we're getting all sorts of questions. And I thought to myself, okay, if I hone in on a specific niche, right, there is a unique strategy that I use to hone in on that niche and dominate that niche. And a lot of people that are asking me, Adrian, should we build a niche Shopify store? My general answer is starting out, no. Eventually, yes. And I'll explain why I would say no in the beginning, yes later on in the future. And the reason being is when you just are starting a Shopify store, you're brand new, and you don't know what's working. It's a lot of work to build an e-commerce store, right? It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to build a nice store. And if you build a niche store and it bombs and it fails and it doesn't take off, you've wasted a lot of time. And I personally value time a lot more than money. And I know that you do too. So the idea of a general store is build your general store, right? Figure out what niches are popping off, because on a general store, I always say it's like Walmart. You go into Walmart, there's a section where you can buy pens, there's a section where you can buy pill organizers, there's a section where you can buy video games, electronics, baby diapers, ammunition and firearms and fishing gear and toys and plants. I mean, there's everything, right? And so Walmart is very successful. And the idea with our store is be like Walmart, sell everything, have an aisle, AKA a collection for everything, be a one-stop shop. But whenever you have a niche store, it does convert better typically because it's very focused, right? And so the idea is to find a niche that hits, prove that that niche is a hitter, and then you can build a niche store, right? So your general store is going to spawn niche stores. I'm going to draw this out for you. And this isn't something you do right now. This is that a macro, look and vision of the future of what you probably are going to do. And once you understand this, you can stop worrying about, should I have a niche store? Should I have a niche store? And you'll know the answer of when and if you should. And you can start focusing on what matters right now. Make sense? So let's jump into it. All right. I'm going to pull up my whiteboard. I'm kind of hesitant to draw on my whiteboard, honestly, because my arms are so they feel like I can't even touch my shoulders right now. My arms are so tight. But so my hands are going to be a little shaky. But let's see if I can draw this out. Okay. So right now what we have, I call them flex stores, but most people call them general stores. Where's my pen? Where's my ability to draw? There we go. Okay. So I usually come in to about 120%. Okay. So what we usually create, y'all, is since I'm gonna lean, I'm just gonna okay. So we usually create what is called a flexible store. Okay. So we're going to do I call them a flex. I'm already screwing up. So a flex store. Now, a flexible store, AKA a general store, I say is flexible because it's like my chair. It bends. It flexes with my back. You can flex with the market. What's hot right now? You can start selling that. You don't have to build a whole new store to sell a different niche. So everything is on one single store. It's like one store to rule them all. And my most successful store is indeed, in fact, a flexible store. Okay. So this flex store, let's just say, I'm going to draw it right here, can kind of sell everything. It's great for testing. It's great for, sustainability. I think a flex store is more valuable to sell later on if you ever want to exit your e-commerce business and sell the business, because a flex store probably is going to show a lot more potential revenue, sustainability. It's going to look less risky. Okay, so your flexible store. And what this is going to do is it's going to sell different niches. So this is going to sell various niches. Okay, so various niches. And on your flexible store, you might be selling in the dog niche. You might be selling in the cat niche. You might be selling in the, also have the gadget niche. You might also be selling in the baby niche. You could be selling in the tactical gear niche. All right. You could be selling in the wine and spirits niche. Heck, you could be selling in the phone niche, like phone cases and all that stuff. You could be selling apparel. So we could do apparel, and we could do jewelry. Like the thing is, is this store allows you to sell anything. All you have to do is put it on there, okay? And once you put it on there, you can see if it works. Now, what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if it doesn't work? Well, you can remove it from the store. It's as simple as that. If something doesn't work, then remove it from the store. Does that make good sense, y'all? Just say yes. Okay. So we're selling various niches on one single store. Okay. And let's just say that we discover here that, and I love this niche because it makes me, you know, it is just, it's made me so much money. All right, a lot of these niches that we're looking at here have made me a lot of money. But the one I would say that's made me the most money is going to be the dog niche, okay? And when we find out, like, let's just say our flexible store name is, Epic Gear or Epic Deals. Epic Deals. That's the name of our store. Very generic. It's just a go-to place to get epic deals, okay? Well, let's just say that I discover that this dog niche here is making me a lot of money. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to build a niche store just in the dog niche because I'm going to say, hey, this store is like the dog niche is making me a lot of money. Okay. And I know that if I built a store that's just focused on dog stuff, then I'm going to get a higher conversion rate because people that love dogs are more likely to buy from a store that's all about dogs. And on that dog store, you could say we donate 0.1% or 1% of our profits to local animal shelters. And, we support dogs and cats and animals. Like a niche store has a story and a flexible store doesn't, right? And people convert better on stories. Does that mean that Epic Deals isn't going to work? No, it means Epic Deals is epic, right? But you can optimize and maybe make a niche more profitable if you break it off. But see, what this is going to do is it is going to prove the niche. So this is a proven niche that's made me money. It's not a shot in the dark, okay? It's not an idea. It's not a passion. It's not a, oh, I think this is cool, or my personal hobby is that I love dogs, and I do. It's proven. It has made me consistent money, and that tells me that now it's worth the risk and the extra time to build an additional store that would be a niche store. So what I would do is I would come over here and I would build another separate Shopify store. And this Shopify store, and this is optional, you don't have to do this, but this is a question that we've been getting. So this other store that we create, I am surprised at how steady my hand is. It's pretty incredible. All right, so this niche store here is going to be called Paulsome Deals. The play on, puppy paws would be Paulsome, right? So we'll call it Paulsome Deals. And this is a niche store, okay? I should write more clearly. Give me a sec. No, let's start over. All right, so this is going to be a niche store, okay? And it's called Paulsome Deals. And this store right here is going to have a bit more of a story. It's going to be themed. It's going to be have dog stuff and animal stuff, all over it. So the home page when people get here, you know, we'll have our little navigation at the top, and then right here we'll have a banner, and this banner may be like of, you know, happy dogs. So maybe, you know, it's just a banner of like happy dogs. Um, and, you know, it might say like, you know, 20% off and puppies. Okay. So that's an awful picture of a dog. I know, don't judge me. All right. So as soon as people hit the store, they could see it's about dogs. And then down here, we're just going to have dog products. And it could be, you know, toys, it could be treats, it could be apparel, all right? It could be anything that is related to dogs, but then we would also have a section down here that would be our, this pen's too thick. It would have a section down here that would be our story, okay? Our story. And our story is going to be something like we take a percentage of our profits and we donate to animal shelters. Like for me, one thing that I did with one of my stores is I truly like, I'm an animal person. I donate just a ton of money to animal shelters. It's just like, I don't know, I just prefer animals over humans most of the time. And so what I would do is I would screenshot like PayPals and stuff like that that I would use to go save dogs and donate dogs to no-kill animal shelters or rescues. And I would send that out to my email list and I would say, hey, y'all, like, you know, we're saving this pup here. And I would put it on the website. I have like a little blog up here that would kind of show some of the things that we were doing to give back to animals. And obviously animal lovers are shopping on this animal store. And so when they see that we're doing good, what it does, listen to me, okay? This is marketing, is it creates more justification for conversion. I'm going to say that again. What I'm doing here is creating more justification for conversion. And that means that customers will justify spending money because they know that it's helping animals. Their purchase is going to contribute to saving an animal or a puppy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it justifies a purchase a little bit, whereas Epic Deals, that justification for conversion isn't there as much. Okay. So we know that this here is going to convert better. We don't want to create a gazillion niche stores because that would be an absolute nightmare if you had a bunch of niche stores, right? That weren't really making you profit. Now, if you had a bunch of niche stores that were making you a lot of profit each, that would not be a nightmare. That would be a blessing, right? But we only take a niche that's already proven. No, why did I do that? A niche that's already proven, and we make a niche store out of it. Y'all with me on this? Okay, so we make a niche store out of it from our general store. We would have never known that this niche made money if we hadn't tested it with Epic Deals because, well, I mean, you know, if we had built a store for cats and it bombed, we probably wouldn't have tried dogs. Or if we built a tactical store and it bombed and we lost money, then we wouldn't have had the energy to go build a whole new store. So, all right, we know that niche stores are going to convert better, right? It's just the way that it is. So let's just put down here, you know, this store may make, you know, uh, it's still going to get sales, right? It's just probably going to get less conversion rate, meaning number of customers that click and actually buy than the niche store on dogs. We can see the dogs has more potential money signs under it. But we make up for that because while we're selling dog stuff, we're also selling baby stuff, tactical stuff, wine stuff. We're just getting tons and tons and tons of people in, right? So if a niche store long term on a proven niche is going to convert better, how do we get better conversions on our flexible store? How do we get those dog lovers to be passionate about buying from our flexible store? Okay, well, what we do is, instead of building a niche store for cats, gadgets, wines, jewelry, apparel, tactical gear, baby stuff, home stuff, you name it, what we do is we build niche fan pages, right? And this was my trick since 2015. My trick has been, all these other marketers, they're like, oh my God, I got 10 stores and this store is making money today, but then it's not making money tomorrow. But this store over here is making money today. And they're just like running around like a bunch of headless chickens. And we were all in a Slack group together, at like a mastermind. And they were all like building all these stores all the time. And they were spending all this time and resources on building stores, and I was making more money than most of them, and I had one store. And they were like, yo, how are you doing this? Like, how are you like chill? And you're not just like running around building stores nonstop. And I was like, because I freaking hate building stores. The worst part of e-commerce is building the Shopify store. It is like I would go to great lengths to not have to build another store, okay? Because there's a lot of settings, as you all know. You got to get all the settings set up, the terms and conditions, the email address set up. Then you got to get the collection set up, the theme set up, right? You got to get your staff members added to it, and you got to plug in all the different apps into it. And then if it doesn't work, then you got to start all over. That's why I love flexible stores. And my way around it was like, yo, I'm building an empire of niche fan pages, okay, that still convert really, really well because we bring them into our store under the pretense they're buying from this fan page, right? So a niche fan page. So this niche fan page would look something like, I'm not happy with that squiggly line, so I'm going to redo it because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So what we'll do is we'll say, we're going to build here a niche fan page. Okay. And this is going to be a niche fan page. Okay. So let's get this in blue. Oop, no, let's keep that in black. And we'll just call this a niche Facebook fan page. Okay. And I'll just kind of get this in blue up here just to kind of fill it in. Awkward silence while I focus because I'm very ADD. If I'm drawing, I'm usually not talking. If I'm talking, I'm using filler talk like this to look like I'm talking. Okay, so this is going to be a Facebook page, okay? So this is going to be a Facebook page. All right, and all of this, the only thing that this page is going to do is post dog stuff. So we're gonna have a, dog profile photo, and our page is gonna be called like, dogs rock, and all of our posts are gonna be, cute puppies and dog deals. Okay. And our ads for this from this fan page, right? Our ads from this fan page here are going to go into our store. Okay. So the ads from this fan page are going to go into the store. I'm also going to have a fan page, and I'm not going to spend as long making this one look as nice, but I'll have another fan page here for, let's just say, baby stuff. Okay, so this is going to be our, let's just call it proud moms, or you know what, let's do proud parents or new parents. I think I made one page before that was called our new parent journey. Okay, so this fan page that we made before was called a new parent journey, and this is only going to post baby stuff. Okay, it's going to post pictures of, like, it's going to post products like of new dad, grandpa, grandma. It's going to do all the baby toys, the baby products, so on and so forth. And then this right here is additionally going to find its way to send traffic into our store. Okay, and what's going to happen if the baby niche pops off? Well, what's going to happen is we're going to come over here and we're going to build another store, and it's going to be a baby store, a baby niche store, right? So the easy and fast way to test niches on your flexible store and still get a good conversion rate is to create niche fan pages. And so for every niche that you're selling, you have a free fan page, and a fan page takes 5 minutes to set up on Facebook. So if you're going to launch a niche, throw that niche on your flexible store, create a fan page on Facebook called whatever that niche is. And the cool thing about it is you're going to run ads from New Parent Journey. You're going to run ads from Dogs Rock. You're going to run ads from, Tactical Vets. You're going to run ads from your page called Wine Time Finally, right? And you're going to post funny GIFs, funny memes of wine, like wine jokes or dog jokes or cute puppies, or cool like pictures of tactical gear, so on and so forth. And it's really easy to find this content. So for example, if I were to come over to, let's just say, Giphy, and I hesitate to type some stuff into Giphy because it is, it can pull up a lot of random stuff here. And I have, other ways to automate this, but I'm not going to go over this now. But I just type in like cute puppies. Okay. I mean, look at this. We have an unlimited amount of stuff that we could post on our fan page. We have content for days, for months, right? And then obviously Facebook has built-in GIFs as well. So, but you can find a lot more options sometimes by going to Giphy. And then we could say, like, we could do like goofy dog, right? And we could pull up like some more like funny pictures of dogs. So we're just posting silly content, and people love this stuff. Like, they love brainless, mindless content that can easily absorb without a lot of brain consumption. And so same thing goes for wine. We could do like huge wine glass. All right. And so for like the wine niche, there's all of these funny memes of like people ready to drink their wine after work and so on and so forth. So we're posting this content. Now, a lot of this content has viral potential, and your fans on your fan pages can like it, share. We get lots of shares. Like our niche fan pages get an immense amount of organic traffic. We're talking about an immense amount of organic traffic. And then we're spicing up, like, kind of sprinkling in, check out these deals on these products for wine, or these dog products, or these dog toys, or whatever it is, so we're serving, right? And then we're also at the same time asking to come shop on our store. We run Facebook ads from these fan pages. So when somebody sees our ad for dog product, they're seeing it from Dogs Rock, right? Or We Love Dogs, Dog Lovers Unite, whatever. And that fan page was advertising ads that go to Epic Deals. All right. New Parent Journey is advertising products that go to Epic Deals, right? So this is like our way around having to build a bunch of niche stores that are a shot in the dark as if they're going to convert or they're not going to convert. Does that make sense? Just say yes if that makes sense. Okay, so the other thing about this is you end up building a fan page social media empire. You end up with pages that have tons of fans. Like, for example, our Facebook page, I can't remember totally because I don't even really look at this as much anymore. I have this outsourced, like my virtual assistant team just does all of it now. I focus on the more important things, but I think we had like, I remember it was 256,000 fans. It could have actually, I think it was like 350. So we had like 350,000 fans. Okay. Our wine page had like 80 something thousand fans. Our veteran page had like over 90,000 fans. So let's just say your new parent journey ends up with like, 75,000 fans. You end up collectively across the board with potentially 1 million plus fans across all of your pages. All right, so 1 million plus fans. And you can advertise to them for free because you can post content to these pages and you can get free traffic, right? So your fan pages are building up, they're advertising your store, but you also can get free traffic and do free promotions from these fan pages, especially over the course of the holidays, to 1 million plus potential people, at least in my case, just by making posts. So as you run Facebook ads, right, these fan pages are always going to increase because when people see your ad, they generally might like your fan page if you are a niche fan page. If your fan page is epic deals, you're not going to get very many fans. Your brand, the fan page for your store, your brand is going to be important to be there, but it's not going to be a conversion element. People aren't going to like your epic deals fan page. They're just not. But they're going to like Dog Parents Rock, or New Parent Journey, or Wine Time Finally, or Tactical Vets and Preppers Unite, right? And if you just go to Facebook in the search bar and you type in a niche, you're going to see all of these huge fan pages come up. So step one is, I reversed this actually. So step number one is create a niche fan page. Okay, that's step number one. Step number two. Come on, bro. Let's go. Step number two is going to be to create a niche collection on your store. Okay. So you create a collection on your store. Remember, collection is like an aisle in Walmart. So when somebody goes to your flexible store, Epic Deals, you have a dog collection, cat collection, gadget collection, baby collection, right? And then step number three, okay? Step number three is if everything proves to crush, create a niche store. And that's an optional step. But this is the way that it should go from starting over on the right to the left. Should be step one, create niche fan pages. Step two, create niche collections on your store. And if something is proven, okay, if it is in fact proven, then you want to create a niche store because you can build more of a brand out of a niche store. You can build more of a, cultivated following out of a niche store. And your flexible store is like the center. It's the hub of everything, the hub of everything is your flexible store. It is where you are constantly loading in new products, constantly testing new niches, constantly building and building and building. And only if something is excelling above the rest at a rate by which cannot be ignored do you create a niche store. I just want to be very clear in that it is totally fine to keep this model right here. Niche fan pages to your flexible store, okay? And you're building out a fan page empire. So remember that. You are legitimately building out a social media. Come on. Here we go. So you are building out a social media niche empire, okay? And that is worth a lot of money, having a social media niche empire, because you're going to have all of these different niches that collectively create a network of a bunch of fans, but they're all on these niche fan pages. You can advertise to them for free. You can post easily consumable content that's memes and pictures and GIFs and YouTube videos. You don't have to do anything unique. People are happy seeing the same GIF of the same cute puppy rolling over on every fan page that talks about puppies, right? They love it every time they see it. It never gets old. So this is like the model. And then only if something crushes do you consider building a niche store, okay? So the next question is, Adrian, when is it worth building a niche store? When is it proven enough to warrant the extra time to build a whole nother Shopify store around that niche? If I'm already cruising, I got my niche fan page going, I'm building up a bunch of fans, I'm making money on my flexible store, selling this niche, everything looks good, ROI is good, life is good. When should I branch off and build a niche store? First off, again, you never have to branch off and build a niche store, right? This is just for those that are gung-ho, that have asked me a gazillion times to the point where I've decided to do a whole training on it. It's optional. But for me, I want to see that something has done over $250,000 before I build a niche store. So for me, 250K is going to be kind of like proven. But for a lot of people, 25K is proven. Like if you do $25,000 in sales, like in a short period of time, not in a year, okay, that don't count. But in a short period of time, like let's just say 2 months or a month, at that point, like if you wanted to build a niche store, like you could probably increase conversion rates and maybe get that 25K, maybe, and it's not guaranteed, up to 35K, because conversion rates would increase and your following would be a bit more passionate. They'd open up your emails at a higher rate. They would buy at a higher rate, most likely, because they relate to the story or believe in the story or want to contribute to the story. So, it's really up to you, but you've got to make sure that it sells first and sells consistently. So I want to see it selling consistently for a month to 2 months before I even think about building a niche store. And if it does sell really, 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 really fast, like if I put out an ad, I'm just getting a bunch of sales of one product, that doesn't justify a niche store. Okay? That's called a one product store. Okay? You need to be selling a couple of different items in the dog niche or the cat niche and gadget niche. You need a couple of different items to be selling for it to be proven. So if you're selling, like for me, I was selling the dog LED collar, and man, I think I sold like 60,000 of those or something like that. It was a lot of those. That wasn't justification, even though that made me hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales. well over the 250,000. It wasn't justification to build a dog niche store because I only had one product that sold. What happens if that product dries up? So what I did is I started trying to sell other dog stuff, and I started seeing other dog stuff sell. Dog yoga pants, dog print on demand apparel, other dog products, and jewelry that had a heart and a paw on it and stuff like that. Once I started seeing that I could consistently sell different products in that niche, I was like, okay, this might be a product that I build a niche store for. But again, that's super, like, it's down the road. And the whole point of this isn't to say, oh, you got to go build niche stores if you have success. The point of this is to give you a macro view of what the big picture is. And that is, if you want to build a niche store, it shouldn't be done until way later down the road. So don't build a niche store right now. Use a flex store. Build niche fan pages, new parent journey, dog parents rock, world's coolest gadgets. You could do like, his and hers, fine jewelry, wine time finally, beer and bourbon could be like beer and bourbon lovers could be a fan page, right? And so though that will suffice. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for a very long time. That works and it makes life easy. What you're looking at here is easy life. This is easy life. This is the life you want to really live. It is easy life. One store, lots of products, and multiple fan pages. Fan pages are free. You can create a new fan page for a niche in less than 5 minutes. You start building up boatloads of fans and free potential traffic on those fan pages. This right here is complicated life, okay? Complicated life. Because if you end up having a bunch of fan pages, a general store, and like 10 niche stores, your life is going to be complicated. And I personally do this for time freedom. I do this because I don't want to work all the time. Like, I'm an internet marketer because in a sense I am lazy. I don't want to have to work all day and all night. Now I can form habits that will be conducive to achieving, my goals and getting me to where I want to be. But I don't want to work all day and all night forever. And managing multiple stores is, more of a job. It's more spreadsheets, it's more accounting, it's more everything, right? So I prefer to stay with the flex store, but sometimes it's just undeniable that a niche is doing so well on your store that it might be time to consider building that niche into its own brand, which next week we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about using AI to create a brand, because all this new AI, artificial intelligence, has made it easier than ever for you to create new brands, new logos, new images for print on demand. I did a little webinar on it a couple weeks ago, but I found way better options now that do significantly better photos. It's just mind blowing. It's incredible. So what I want y'all to do is I want you to focus on the one store you have that sells various niches, and then go build fan pages for those niches. All right, free fan pages that could be built in 5 minutes that you can upload simple, easy, basic, just silly content to, for the most part. And your Facebook ads will run from those fan pages. So new parent journey will run ads. Niche, your dog lovers fan page will run ads. Like when somebody sees your ad, they're not gonna see epic deals. They're gonna see dog lovers rock and new parent journey and wine time finally. And all of those fan pages just lead straight to your flexible store. They link to the store, right? And that's how you're going to get started. That's the best way to get started. And if you do it right and you do it like me, right, you can end up with a social media empire that is very valuable and one store that is very consistent and sustainable, because we want longevity, stability, and security. That's what we want. We don't want quick money that's here today, gone tomorrow, on to the next. We want longevity, stability, and security. I want you to write that down. Seriously. If you have a pen and paper, it's so much better to write things down with your hands, but if not, type it. And I want you to write down, I need a business that provides longevity, stability, and security. I need a business that provides longevity, stability, and security. And Shopify is that business. Because if you build your brand, you build your social media pages, right? You have complete and total control. If you go build an Amazon store, you don't have longevity, stability, and security, and you sure as heck don't have control because of all their crazy terms and conditions. Your brand isn't featured. They advertise your competitors directly underneath all of your listings. You definitely don't have stability and security for sure. And longevity is also a long shot. And that's why I always have loved Shopify in this model here. I own my fan pages. I own the Shopify store. I get all of the data, AKA my email list. I don't get bombarded with pick and pack fees and all of these terms and restrictions that keep me from selling a lot of the stuff the way I want to do it. And I get to drop ship everything. So if anything, I want you to take away from tonight's webinar, this model can provide for you or is more conducive to the goal of having longevity, stability, and security. This isn't about millions of dollars overnight or millions of dollars a year, okay? It's just about how can you build a business that puts you in a better position than you are right now, and helps you enjoy life a little bit more and gives you purpose in life, building something for yourself opposed to running in the hamster wheel, grinding for somebody else as you waste your life away and build somebody else's empire. The difference, though, between us and the people that do, right, get in the hamster wheel each day and put on the suit each day is that we are willing to invest in ourselves. We are willing to take the risk, be it small risk or big risk. We are willing to do it. We are the rebels that are going to go out there and going to do everything necessary to get the things in life that we want. And I get that from I was watching an interview with the president of Shopify that he did, and he always would like referred to everybody as the Shopify merchants as rebels because they're going against the grain. They're building their businesses. They're passionate about their purpose and doing more in life. And that really is what this is all about. And I think that's why you're here. I know it's why I'm here, right? I'm not getting content and complacent. I'm not falling in line working for somebody else, and I'm not satisfied with average and basic, right? I want it all. And I do think that this business model right here, right, is again conducive to such desires and goals. So make sure you're here next week at 9 p.m. EST, and we'll do another Profit Power Hour with more training. And again, join our group, and we're happy to help you in there. I'm excited about what's to come. 2023 is going to be a big year. Go make your Facebook fan pages, jump into a couple of niches, start testing, and start looking for those winners. That is it. Hope you enjoyed tonight's webinar. I love you. I wish you a ton of success. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next week.